Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes so that you pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is 2 free validations so you don't pay a fake charity on Giving Tuesday. Now, for those of you that are not aware, Giving Tuesday is really a global movement of giving to those that are less fortunate. And that day or that Tuesday is always the Tuesday after the U.S. Thanksgiving date. And so this year it is going to be November 30th. And as you can imagine, anything where, they're giving money away, and it's a global effort, fraudsters are going to be all over it. And so we're going to talk about how you can use validations to avoid paying those fraudsters. But what I really want to emphasize is there are really two things that are involved, or two scenarios when I'm talking about fake charities. The first one is really making sure that the charity is a real charity and not just a fraudster coming up with a name and trying to get your donations. So that's one. The second one is to make sure that if you are dealing with a legitimate charity that is registered at the federal level, at the state level, that they're actually using the majority of the funds for those folks that they purport to help. And so those are the two scenarios. And so I've got 2 free validations that you can use to verify both. So the first one is the IRS tax exempt or exempt organization tool. It's formerly Select Check, EO Select Check, if you remember that. But what that will do is you will put in or enter your vendor's legal name. You'll also enter your vendor's or the charity's tax ID. And then it will tell you, if they find it, that the vendor is real. So it'll mean that the vendor is registered with the IRS and therefore is real. But then it can also tell you whether that donation that your company is about to make is tax deductible. So the IRS exempt organization tool tells you both things. One, whether they're real, and then 2, whether they are tax deductible. Now, the second free validation is called Charity Watch, and the website is charitywatch.org, and I'll actually link in the description a blog that I wrote on it that has links to both of these, as well as some other information that'll help you do some research as well. But anyway, charitywatch.org, that site really looks at and digs into the financials of the charities, and they will report on how much of what you give them, how much of what you give the charity is actually used for those that they purport to help. And so there was one charity that I researched and presented during one of my vendor team training pass weekly trainings, and that particular charity was legitimate. They were registered with the IRS. They were registered with their state. However, the amount of actual funds that actually passed through and went to those that they purport to help was just really bad. So for this particular one, they had a score of 89%. And what that meant was that for every $100 donated, only $11 went to those that they purported to help. So 89% or $89 of that donated $100 actually went to their overhead. And so that could be important to you. That could be important to your company. So make sure you verify that. Now, again, I will link to a blog post that I did on charity fraud and fake charities and not paying crooks on Giving Tuesday, and that will have in there links to both of these 2 validation resources that I just talked about, as well as some other ones, including this, your state. So make sure you check the description and click through if you want more information. If you would like more information on how to improve your vendor process, then please go to my site, debrarrichardson.com, where I have lots of free tools and resources so that you can avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.